All right, viewers, assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day to you all across the globe viewing us from different parts of the world, and welcome to another episode of Global Arena on my YouTube channel, Global Arena TV. I'm your host, Umar Isa Dandago. Well, as part of our efforts to commemorate the Turkish 100th anniversary as a republic, today we are looking at a significant issue that not only affects Turkey as a country, or Turkey as it is now being pronounced, but it also affects an island that is quite next to it. Well, I'm simply referring to the island of Cyprus. For starters, Cyprus is the third largest island in the Mediterranean Sea, having about 9,251 square kilometers. That is 3,572 square miles. The island is divided into two major regions: the Republic of Cyprus, whose people are mainly majority Greeks, and which is internationally recognized, and the other is the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, recognized only by Turkey. There was a war, and Turkey, or Turkey, got involved as they claim to save the Turks living on the island. But critics are still accusing Turkey of quote-unquote invading northern Cyprus and exerting a great deal of influence on almost everything from politics, economy, and amazingly education, where the pro-Turkey literature seems to gain more favor and prominence. The million-dollar question we're going to be asking is, how true are these criticisms and claims? Is Turkey or Turkey still colonizing northern Cyprus? If not, what exactly is the relationship between Turkey and northern Cyprus? Well, to painstakingly and carefully dissect these complex issues, I am joined by an expert who is directly related to the subject matter. Dr. Cagil Etkin is an assistant professor and head of department for international relations and international law at Rauf Denktaş University there in Lefkosa, which is said to be the capital city of northern Cyprus, also known as North Nicosia. Thank you innumerably, sir, for sparing your precious time to be with us on Global Arena, and many thanks indeed for recording the show for us.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for the brilliant introduction to the island and so forth. The questions that you asked already are still valid to be answered in light of enlightenment, let's say, about the situation in Cyprus, because there's things that has been known wrongly or let's say, mistransferred information. So I would love to answer your questions.
Yeah, we are going to do our best to do justice to the topic by dissecting them, looking at them one after another, piece by piece, and dissecting them to the easy consumption of our viewers. And I hope I pronounced your name correctly, Dr. Cagil Etkin.
Well, it's Turkish, as you know, is different. It's not written reading as Cagil, but it's Cagil, okay. like GH in English, something like that. But it's Turkish, you know. It has its own tails and so forth. It's hard to pronounce it in English, actually. Yeah. So
you went to the UK,
yeah,
to do your MA there. How did they pronounce your name? Did they pronounce it as Cagil, or they had to learn the Turkish pronunciation?
Well, they pronounce it as Cagil, but they prefer to use my second name, which there it doesn't write. It's Taner also, or my surname Etkin. Or sometimes I try to pronounce my name in English, you know, writing it with G-H-I-G-L. So it's much more Cagil, something like that.
So how would you want me to pronounce the name?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right. I mean, I get used to it to be, you know. Mrs.
All
spelled
right.
so. Okay.
All right. So sorry about that. Clash
No
of
problem.
civilization, clash of language and culture.
Well, as far as we can communicate, there's no problem.
Great, great. So take us through a little bit of your biography briefly before we swim into action, Professor.
Okay. I'm, in Cyprus we have two different high schools. Basically, one of them we called college, and the other ones are called lise. Lise is our education is in Turkish. Well, the native language actually in TRNC Turkish. So it is normal to see the Turkish language as the education language, but in college it is all 100% in English. So graduated from college in 93. I studied international relations again in Northern Cyprus, Eastern Mediterranean University. Finish it, go to my master's degree in United Kingdom, Bradford University, in Peace Studies department, more specifically on the area of international politics and security studies. Then I started my PhD. For the PhD degree, I went to Middle East Technical University in Turkey. Therefore, I took all the courses. However, some personal issues, I had to turn back to the island. So I froze my education in there. From 2003 up till to 2012, I was working in various places in private sector by different jobs, not precisely the international relations, but such as I was a service and customer consultant in Honda motorbikes. Then I opened my own sandwich house, did that thing. Then I turned back to my education and start from scratch in 2012. And also started to work as a instructor in Lefke Avrupa University or European University of Lefke. Again, it's in Northern Cyprus. And now, in 2022, I took my PhD degree and now assistant professor degree, moved to Rauf Denktaş University, and I'm head of the department right now for, as you said, for international relations as well as international law programs.
Excellent. Congratulations. You have achieved a lot.
Well, it's not much, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. I'm particularly interested in your master's degree where you did it in Bradford University Peace Studies Department. Were you taught by Professor Paul Rogers?
Yeah.
He's a famous professor of peace studies, renowned, known all over the world.
Yeah, he was my instructor there as well. Yeah, I need to pay them a visit. I actually, when we finish undergraduate program, we have the right to choose a program and go for the master's degree in the United Kingdom and so forth. As you know, we were once we belong to the Commonwealth community as well.
Yes. Cyprus was a colony of Britain.
Once, yes, and because
it was Britain that gave you the independence in 1960. The same year, our country, Nigeria, gained its independence from Britain as well.
Well, after the Second World War, United States pressurized UK to gave up on the colonies in order to transfer the world into something different. So that's why in the 60s, it is the full action for decolonization and so forth. Well, the reason that I choose Bradford. Now, what I believe is that there's a thing about United Nations, which I believe most of the Cypriots live through, or I believe they think about United Nations, and that is.
Are you talking about United Nations or United Kingdom?
United Nations.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now, United Nations is looks like a failure in conflict resolution, in understanding the issues worldwide, and to actually act accordingly. But they are not solving conflicts, but they are managing conflicts. Maybe what they do best is managing conflict, or they try to manage conflict, which the latest event shows that even that is problematic. So that's why I wish to study peace studies, which under the peace studies, it is international politics and security studies, which I focused on, not conflict resolution and so forth, in order to understand the essence of problems, essence of how can I say, reasons behind the conflicts. If we wish to, because if we wish to solve something, we need to go into the foundation of the problem and act accordingly. So I searched the internet about which universities are good at it, and frankly, there are a couple of universities which I applied as a master's degree. Bradford is the leading peace studies in the peace studies, so I prefer to go there, and they accept me. So yeah, that's the main reason that I go to England.
Yeah, of course, and you were taught by Professor Paul Rogers.
Yeah.
I am interested in one thing that you said earlier about the Cypriots having issues with the United Nations. I don't know. Do you think the UN has been favoring the Southern Cyprus due to probably the fact that Greece is in control per se, or has more of its citizens there, or something like that?
The situation.
I mean, I want you to unpack this.
Yeah, the situation is much more complicated. Britain actually, once they rent the island from Ottoman state, and during the First World War they annexed the island. So it was under the British rule from the date of annexation, that is the First World War, up to the 1960s. During that time, British ruled in the name of Ottomans, in the name of the things. They pay rent to the Ottomans. After the First World War, they govern the island by sending a commissioner here. Firstly, they sent, most of the time, they sent military commissioners in order to deal with the island. In 50s, during the time of in worldwide, as we said, there's a decolonization process. Cyprus also part of decolonization. The first ones who act in favor of independence were Greek Cypriots. Before British came to the island, the population distribution is like 7 Turkish, 3 Greek. After British came by, the population distribution changed. It changed just the opposite: 7 to 3 Turkish, 7 Greeks. So they are the majority. Greek Cypriots are the majority. they are the first one who actually rebelled against the British in order to gain independence. Unfortunately, it is not an independence they want. In Greek language, it is called enosis. And enosis is a part of what we call, what they called megali idea, a Greek ideology, which aims at uniting the Greek-speaking or Hellenic world again. And Istanbul, as they say, Constantinople, which they said is the capital. So the Megali idea is to reestablish the great Greek kingdom, so to speak. So they wish to have enosis that is to unite with Greece. This is what they want. As Turkish Cypriots, at first, they don't want to unite with anyone. We were happy under the British rule. We were much more docile population. But the Greeks are much more, let's say, much more active. They began to act accordingly. They did a referendum, plebiscite, they said, and 96% of the island, so-called 96% of the island, wishes to join Greece, which in this 96%, actually, Turkish Cypriots are not included in. So
the Turkish Cypriots did not participate in the referendum?
No, I mean, it is all Greeks. They don't count Turkish as a population. In the eyes of Greek Cypriots, Turkish population is just a minority. Well, 30% of the population was Turkish, and this is not a minority, it is something else. So when Greeks say enosis, Turks began to talk about Taksim. Taksim means the partition of the island between Greece and Turkey. And the struggle between Turks and Greeks started at that time. The 1960 government is actually a forceful government established by actually Britain, Greece, and Turkey. The agreement that establishes Cyprus Republic is signed in two phases, and in there it is recognized that the Turkish and the Greek Cypriots are partners in Cyprus Republic. So, for instance, the president will be, if the president will be from the Greeks, then the vice president will be the Turkish. It is called republic, but it is in reality a federation based on community. It was, it was like a partnership, a share. 7 Greek, 3 Turkish, 70-30. Everything designed accordingly. I don't wish to enter into more detail.
And was it okay? Was it okay for you, the Turkish Cypriots, having that kind of negotiation in that format?
Well, it was okay for us for a couple of reasons. First of all, there will be less struggle. I mean, we are going to have our own department and so forth. So it will be much more preferable. But this Cyprus Republic, as we are calling even today, is actually a forceful installment.
Okay.
Greeks doesn't want it. Greek want to be unite with Greece. Greek Cypriots wanted to unite with the Greeks. Even in the meeting of independence, declaration of the Cyprus Republic, Makarios at that time, the leader of the Greek Cypriots, doesn't wish to sign it, and there is a thing which the president of that time of the Greece asking the Makarios, saying that whether it is easier to unite the island to Greece under British rule or under a government which is they are in charge. So basically, it is a setup state. It is a setup thing. Now, if we look to the island, I mean, we call Cypriots. Well, there is no original Cypriots in this island. From the history, many civilization pass, and Cyprus come under to many different civilization, control of many different civilization. What we call the original Cypriots, Ethno-Cypriots, already extinct, due to the wars, and it was way before the Christ. So I mean, the thing that as they established in Ireland in 1960 is a constructed state. It is called republic, but in reality, it is a federation based on community between Turkish and Greek Cypriots who live in there. In 1963, there was a silent coup. I say silent coup because there were fights between Turks and the Greeks, even after the establishment of the Republic. In 63, Makarios, or the Greek administration, changed the constitutional rule, which actually removed the Turks from the power, and they annexed the republic, and they tried to eliminate Turks from any calculations, let's say. From 63 until to the 74, there were civil war. We fight between each other. There were killings and so forth, which I don't want to enter into in details. In 74, it was first the Greece, did a military coup and tried to overthrow Makarios. So it was first Greece who came to the island to overthrow the Makarios government. Again, another Greece. And in there, they planned to get rid of Turks as well in one night and something like that. They couldn't do. And after that, Turkey decided to do the, operation. But before the military operation, before Turkey's military operation, Turkey asked Greece, asked Britain, because these are the guarantor powers. In the constitution, it writes that the guarantors have the power one-sidedly to intervene and fix what's been crushed or broken. Turkey asked Greece and England, respectively, in order to move in and stop those killings, which both of them refused. Turkey asked United Kingdom to use the British bases in here in order to move and stop the killings. Britain refused, so Turkey used its previous decision and moved into the island. This is okay in international law, okay? Because Turkey used its own rights. However, the military operation took place in two steps. The first operation, it was in July, and the second operation is 1 month later. Because the second operation, it is accepted that Turkey is illegally here. But Turkey, from that time on, always insisted that we are there in order to establish and prevent any more killing to be happen and so forth. Even after the Turkey came here, the today's border lines has been decided. It was not TRNC before. It is called the Turkish Federate States of Cyprus.
Okay.
Okay, in order to indicate that there is there is a willingness from the Turkish side to actually engage and establish a state with the Greeks, work together, but living together without borders is not working because there were civil war. So the federation, the understanding of federation should be moved to geographical as well, bizonal, bicommunal, federate state. So
what Turkey wanted at that time, was it similar to the two-state solution that is applied or is hoped to be applied on the Israeli-Palestinian issue?
Not like that. It was like a federate state, two separate federate states and a unitary state. Look to United States. United States also is a federation. Outside they are united, but inside each state has their own rules and regulations. Now, that is one extreme example, but it was more like that. There is two parts of Cyprus, north and south. The Turks want a strong federated state, but the Greeks want a strong central state, the central federate state. Turks say that we need to go from strong states and weaker central to weakening the federate states and increasing the powers of the unitary state in time. But we couldn't actually agree on it. And in 1983, we declare independence. Because we declare independence, the Security Council and United Nations say that you are separatists, so you are not bound to be recognized. You are not a state, and you will be under embargo. From that moment on, actually, United Nations began to ask one-sided. The other side is recognized, and no side is not recognized. The Greek side enjoyed every freedom to be recognized, but the north side does not have that recognition and does not have that freedom to. If we wish to go outside from North Cyprus to any part of the world, you need to go through Turkey. Even the phone numbers that we use, it starts with +90. That is the country code of Turkey, because the only country that recognizes us is Turkey, and the only way that we connect to the world is through Turkey.
So if somebody from Cyprus, Northern Cyprus, is trying to go to the United States of America or to the UK or any other country, he or she has to go to Turkey, get a Turkish citizenship, Turkish visa or something?
No, I mean, there's a different thing. Now, in here we come to the point where there's a notion of de facto states. De facto states means that as a de jure, which means legally not recognized, but actually there, factually recognized states. Everyone knows that there is Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. Everybody knows that there is a Northern Cyprus, and everyone accepts it, but officially they don't recognize it. So it is not de jure recognition, but de facto recognition. These is also called quasi-states, not states, not like a state, or states like states that are not look like states. These type of states have one parent state and one patron state. The parent state is the state that that they are separated from. That is the South Cyprus. Cyprus Republic is
Republic of Cyprus.
Republic of Cyprus is the well, I don't wish to say Republic of Cyprus because when I say it, it should also include Turkish Cypriots, North
Okay.
side as well. But there is a problem in here. This is actually one of the problems. If you recognize one side as the official state and the other side you put every kind of embargo, this is not equality. If you wish them to come to a joint understanding, this is not the way that you need to act. You need to provide the same condition for the both sides, but there is none. One of them is
you are trying
advantage.
to, yeah, you are trying to tell us the difference between parent state and
So Greek side, the South Cyprus is the parent state where the separation happened, and the patron state is the Turkey, because we are not recognized. We don't have our own currency. We don't have our own economy. We don't have our own identity, in a sense. So we use our patron state's rights. When we open consulates or embassies around other places of the world, we are opening it under Turkish embassy.
Okay.
So
maybe you have diplomatic representatives in other countries?
Yeah, we have
Which
diplomatic.
Countries?
Well, many countries in Middle East, in United Kingdom, Australia. I mean, in many places. I believe there got to be also in Nigeria.
How do you call them?
Consulates. We call them embassies, but officially it is called representatives. As a part of the Cyprus Republic, we also have a reserved seat in United Nations. Also, we have a reserved seat in European Union, but we are not enjoying the right to, fill them.
Okay. Dr. Cagil, Etkin, I got a question from one of our viewers. His name is Abdul Hakim Namadi. He's a potential graduate of international relations at Yusuf Metamasile University here in Kano State, Northern Nigeria. He's currently sitting for his final exams. He says, and I quote, "Is Cyprus an independent state like the United States, the UK, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, and the rest?" That is pretty much similar to what you're talking about.
Well, if he is talking about Cyprus Republic, yes. If he is talking about Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, no. The last thing we are talking about is the reserved seats in United Nations and European Union. Now, everyone accepts that there is a problem in the island. There is a division of the island, north and south, but they recognize the south as the official government of the whole island. Even if you look, the southern government still elects, representative mayor for the Girne. So they are acting as if they are the official, and they say that Turkey here is an occupation force. However, it's not like that. Turkey is not the occupation force, but it is here to protect the rights of Turkish Cypriots. And as far as Greeks are not coming to the terms to sit down and agree on a valid and long-term solution, the time will show Turkey as a invasionist or occupational force, because we Turkish Cypriots has only one connection to the world, and that is through Turkey. That is through our patron. I born in 1975, okay, and I didn't live through the period which Greeks and Turks lived together. When I say live together before 1974, There is no border like that one. There is, populations live all together. In small cantons, there are many Turkish Cypriot villages and so forth, and they live in separate places. After 74, this division made, and there's a population exchange. The Greek Cypriots went to south, and the Turkish Cypriots come to the north, so that the division happened.
Was it the same as the North Korea and South Korea and India versus Pakistan? Is that what happened?
Yes, the population exchange like that, yes.
Okay. Now, a lot of people, I'm sorry to cut you off, a lot of people would accuse Turkey of being an occupying power in northern Cyprus simply because right now the northern Cyprus is not facing any military threat from any aggressor, any country. There's no country that is threatening you militarily. So why not Turkey remove its own military bases or base there in northern Cyprus?
Well, for the security issues, for the security of the Turkish Cypriots. Now, if you look from that perspective, we as Turkish Cypriots does not wish to see Turkish military to move, because from 63 to 74, there were killings, there were mass graves and so forth. It was an act of genocide towards Turkish Cypriots by Greek Cypriots. Okay. Now, the only thing that protect us is not United Nations. It is Turkish military presence. Now, think about, all the world say that the Greek side is the official government, okay? And they act as a separatist for the Turkish Cypriots. What happens if we don't have a protection? The Greek Cypriots has the right to arm themselves. They armed themselves. They have their own military, which is recognized by international environment. If they moved in to the northern part and began to killing, it will be seen as, well, this is our country, and we are acting in order to protect our rights, as what happens in Israel. They attack Palestinians as if the Palestinian lands belongs to them, isn't it? This will happen.
Okay.
The peace in here in Cyprus, the peace actually preserved because of Turkish military.
Okay.
Because
so you have no problem with the Turkish military presence there in Cyprus.
We have,
okay with that.
We don't have any problem with it. But of course, we wish to see demilitarization in the island. But it is not. This should not be done just the Turkish side. What about Greek side? Okay. What about Greek people? They should also remove any guns and so forth. Well, in 1960 agreement, when established, it was quite similar again. I mean, there will be a military force of the Cyprus Republic, but, it should be, there should be no fight and so forth. Now, even today, when you look, where the military service in North and South is compulsory, okay? In Greek side, you have to go to the military for 2 years after you graduate from lycée or college. In here, you still have options. If you are going to study, you don't have to go to the military service at that moment, but one way or another, you will go. When Greek side...
Are you saying that everyone is a soldier there?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they pass... It is compulsory. Military service is a service, and it is compulsory for every citizen, of course, male citizens. For instance, when the Greeks finish their service time, their government actually let them take their military weapon to their homes. In here, the only firepower that we might keep at the home are those with double-barrel hunting rifles, shotguns, okay? Only double-barrel. But in Greek side, they bring in their own M16s or whatever gun they are using in their military. So who's going to protect Turkish Cypriots if there is another fight erupt? If we still
Do you
live in
feel
together?
threatened?
Yes.
Yeah, do you feel threatened by the presence of the Greek Cypriots right next to your border, for example?
Well, the thing is, history is a lesson, and we need to we need to learn something from history. In the history, it shows that we cannot live together. There will be problems. Not only just the problem of ethnical identity. Okay. Turkish Cypriots are Islamic and Greek Cypriots are Orthodox Christians. There's also the difference.
Christians and Muslims can live side by side. There's no problem.
Yes, of course, but there are many things that separate us. Now, Orthodox Christianity and Catholic Christianity is two different things. Orthodox are much more conservative than the Catholics. So it creates problem. I mean, not very serious problem, but there is difference. Now
that brings me to the next question.
Yeah.
What's the relationship like? I'm sorry to cut you off. What's the relationship like between you, your people, the Turkish Cypriots and the Greek Cypriots? Do you normally cross over to their parts for weddings, for presentations, for conferences, for just like social and academic stuff? Do you do that? Do they also cross over to your own part? Or it's just like us versus them thing?
The thing is, for Turkish Cypriots, there is no much very problem. I mean, our education system does not teach Greek Cypriots to us as others. Okay. Even there are examples. For instance, I remember because it is a small island, we live in just near border. Okay. In something like 50 meters, it is the Greek sides. You know, you see you border, you see military personnel and so forth in between, and that's it. The college I studied is one of the places that is very close to the border. During the time of, let's say, exams, when we as young people went outside in order to celebrate that, you know, the exams are finished, we go to pubs or discos or billiard salon. When we are going, we see how the Greeks are. I mean, they are finishing the exam same way. And the Greek youngs are on the border and throwing rocks and curses to the Turkish side. This is the difference of Turkish and Greek approaches. So when I see that, if Turkish soldiers, the Turkish army is not here as a peace force, what will happen?
Okay. Unfortunately, we don't have any Greek Cypriot to counter your own claims. How I wish we would get one to put you on the same panel together some other time in the future. But
now
I'm confused. Are you saying that they're teaching them anti-Turkish Cypriot hate or something like that?
Something like that, yes. There is a book, if you can find and read it, my proposition, written by a Greek leader.
Okay.
And in there he was talking about, you know, in Christianity they baptize the kids. There is you know, in there even he say that we baptize our kids, saying that with the blessing of the God, one day this kid wishfully kill a Turk. But I'm not going to going to into it. The thing is, the difference in the educational system is not which side is more putting more nationalistic things. Greek side actually in the history books of the Greek side, you will not able to see anything between 63 to 74. So according to the Greeks, problem starts with the Turkey invasion. But it is not like that. The problem starts in 50s. And the real problem starts in 63 because there were a civil war. In their history, there's nothing. They don't teach their kids about what happened between this period. And they only teach that the real problem is that the Turkey came and invaded the land of Cyprus. And this is the propaganda that the Greek side actually do outside as well, which outside forces also believe it. If you look to 2003 unplanned referendum, okay, in there, all the focus of the leaders of the European Union, United Nations, was on the northern side, is to convince us to say yes, because they believe that we are the one that wishes to not agree with the Greek Cypriots. But if you look, even if you look to the every discussion and negotiation process in United Nations, it is the Turkish side that proposes something in order to solve it. In this referendum, 65% of the Turkish population say yes to the Annan plan, but 75% of the Greek Cypriots said no.
Okay.
So one side does not want any agreement, and one side wants any agreement. Now, when we come to the point, to the question that you asked, if we are able to do, as a civilian, I can go to South Side. I can visit their mall. I can visit, and they can do it in the northern side. But when it comes, such as, I am not allowed to work in South Side by the South government.
By your government? No. Your government does not allow you to go to the South Side and work?
Not my government. Greek side government. Greek side government. Cyprus Republic. Because they don't recognize northern part. Because they don't recognize northern part, they don't recognize universities in outside. But this is only valid for Greek side, not any other country. Okay?
Okay. So you're saying that if somebody gets a degree from Northern Cyprus, it's okay, they can go to the US and work, they can go to the UK and any other country. They recognize the education system there?
Yes, it is. But if you try to go to South Cyprus, it's not. It's only inside South Cyprus, even not in Greece. Okay.
Okay. So you guys can even cross over to Greece and work and further your education is okay?
Well, as far as I know, yes, I didn't try because I didn't try. I don't know, and I believe no one tried it. Maybe a couple of people did it, but I don't know. But till now, I didn't see any rejection.
But still talking about the education. Still talking about the education system. There are allegations that the system of education that is present, that is available in existence in your own part, the Northern Cyprus, the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, is being dictated to by Turkey or Turkey. The content, the literature there is the one that favors or that is pro-Turkey. What can you say about this? I'm sure you deny it.
Let me say you think. Our native language is Turkish. Our only window, only door to the outside is through Turkey. Our universities, in order to get acceptance, because if you are a university that is not a part of education system, you will not recognize. So in order to be recognized, we have to show that we are part of an educational system. And that educational system is the only window that we found outside. It is Turkey. YÖK is the higher education system in Turkey. And our universities, majority of our universities are connected with it. Of course, we have our educational system. Of course, we have on our accredited universities. For instance, FIBA is one of the German institutions which accreditates universities all around the world. And Rauf Denktaş University, although it's a new university, 5 years old university, it has an accreditation with that institution, a German institution. So internationally, we are accredited.
Okay.
Okay.
So to show solidarity to Turkey for being the window for you to outside world, that is why you seem to favor Turkish stuff in the education, Turkish literature.
Actually, it's not like that. I mean, undergrad, I mean, not undergrad, but the leases and primary school, secondary school, and so forth. I mean, the education is rightfully in native language.
Okay, Turkish.
Okay, Turkish. But there is also English classes in there in order to teach the kids how the language of English. I mean,
okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you look there,
Yes.
okay, if you look to the universities in here, 99.9% of them are in English. The education in Ireland, in universities are in English. Couple of departments are in Turkish, such as law, which it has to be because the language spoken in this country is Turkish. Law, but there is also, for instance, in our university, there is international law that is in English. Frankly, there are lots of students coming from Turkey as well to study in here. Because of that, we have a couple of departments who actually additionally give education in Turkish, but this is extra. Okay. This is extra. Okay. As a university, for instance, we have lecture about history, about Cyprus history, and that is the aim for that is actually to teach the students something about the country that they come in.
Okay.
So it is actually up to the instructors to design their own courses and so forth. And when it comes to the foreign instructors in universities, by the time it is decreasing, but just for one reason, and that is economical. The salaries here is not enough. It's not. It is not very much. So. By the time, because we use Turkish lira, as you know, the Turkish lira is decreasing against other currencies.
The value is decreasing.
Value is decreasing. So it is not becoming very feasible for foreign academicians to come here and work. But
so you used to have British, Americans, Germans, Europeans.
I mean, when I studied in Eastern Mediterranean University, we have American, we have Iranian, we have British. I mean, different parts. But right now, because of the economical conditions, it's not very feasible to work in northern part in any university. I mean, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you.
Okay.
What should be the salary of an academic person, assistant professor such as me?
Something like $1,000 or so.
$1,000.
1,000 American dollars or 1,000 pound or so.
1,000 pound is much more, much more feasible than the dollar. Now, if you think about northern South Cyprus. In South Cyprus, the minimum wage, unqualified, uneducated person that get a salary from any place they start is 1,000 euros.
1,000 euros.
1,000 euro in South Cyprus.
Wow.
Okay, in South
Okay.
Cyprus, if you are unqualified, not educated, this is the minimum wage.
Yeah,
it
that's
is
good.
It seems like good, but it's actually not very good if you are living in South Side. It is too expensive.
Okay.
The life is too expensive. So
compared to your place.
Compared to, of course, my place, of course. I mean, if the things that you buy, I mean, the minimum wage is 1,000 euros, this means that you are paying half of it to the rent.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's huge.
I mean, something like that. But, you know, this is the minimum wage, and we are talking about unqualified, uneducated people.
So somebody like you would get
academics in university will get something like 4,000 euros.
4,000 euros monthly. Yeah. So
monthly,
what about in your own place, Northern Cyprus? How much is the salary?
Hold on, something like 700 euros.
700 euros.
Yeah.
Okay. And you say, but you say that is not enough for you because of the devaluation of the lira.
Well, of course. I mean, think about it. What is business? What do you do in business? You invest. Okay. And when you invest, you expect to, you know, to earn back what you invest, and later on earn back more in order to live a comfortable life, isn't it? This is,
yeah.
Well, right now, I cannot even, you know, take what I invested in my education.
So now, you're saying that this is a problem. This is a problem, you're saying. Who do you blame? Is it because of the grip of the Turkish Republic on you, on your own economy, and the influence it has in your own politics, and so that the economy of your own country or region is crumbling, is facing problems? Or, as I believe, you could shift the blame to the West and the United Nations?
Well, the thing is, right now, the whole world is in economic crisis. I mean, every place is in crisis. Some countries are much more higher in crisis level, and some more, you know, stable than the others. But there is an economic problem all around the world. Yeah. We, as a de facto states, are actually feeling this economic crisis times 100 than the other places. Why? Turkey, well, because we don't have our own economic cycle. We can produce something, but we cannot sell it outside.
You can only sell it to Turkey.
Even Turkey, there's a problem to sell the things, because, you know, in order Turkey to be to enter into the customs union with European Union, it has to block any goods to be moved from north to Turkey.
And do you think Turkey is willing to do that because they want to join the EU?
Well, right now it's changed. I mean, right now, I don't know. I mean, as I told you earlier, by the time passes without any solution to the Cyprus issue, Turkey is going to look more and more like a colonial power on North Cyprus, because the population, because of the job opportunities for the Turkish people, because of they are the patrons. Okay. They are the patrons. Because they are the patrons, and the money in order to run our economy comes from Turkey, we cannot go outside the design lines that the Turkish actually government designed for us. If we spend,
so do you feel caged? Do you feel restricted
of
by
course,
Turkey?
not by Turkey, not just by Turkey,
by
but by the world, by the world itself. Now,
but it is not the world that is restricting you, caging you, controlling your economy and politics.
It is. If the whole world, if the international arena act on equal basis to south and to north, then there will be a solution. But what they prefer to do, to isolate us. During the Annan Plan, many European Union administrators came and gave many promises to us, okay, that we are going to open, that if the Greeks say no, they will begin to do a direct business and so forth, in order to make us to say yes, which we did. But nothing changed. But nothing changed. Even today, if you come and live in Cyprus, and you wish to order something from internet, there is no option as Northern Cyprus.
Okay. So you have to select Turkey?
I have to select Turkey.
And even then how would it be transferred to you?
Well, from Turkey, it has, the address has Turkey 10, Mersin 10, Turkey. If you write Mersin 10, Turkey, it means this package is to Cyprus.
Okay.
But if you choose Cyprus in order to deliver something, it will go to the south side.
Okay.
And you will not able to get it.
At all?
At all. It will get lost. The only way is, go there and buy a box office, post office, postal box, so that you have the number and you order there, but you have to go over there to receive it. You are not able to get anything
delivered right to your doorstep.
Yeah.
Someone could say, why don't you people go and forge relations with the other powers, for example, Russia, China, countries that are friendly with Turkey and wouldn't mind any pressure from the West? Why don't you do that?
Because the decision that isolate us comes from the Security Council. It is one of the Security Council resolution. And in Security Council, China is there, Russia is there, France, Britain. So it is they who impose the sanctions on here. Now, if we wish to look from a bigger perspective, look to the Cyprus island in world map, okay, in world map. Open and look at it. It's like a key to the Middle East, okay? Even the shape is like key. You put and open the lock and it is there.
Okay.
International powers does not wish to see stability in here in order to control the region. Okay. If they establish a stable relation between Greeks and Turks, the Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots also going to work, then as a Cyprus government, we wish not to see another government's military force in here that is British bases and British military. So they will lose a key, a strategic, geopolitically strategic place. I mean, I wish to talk more about this broader perspective because you know, there's lots of things going on which indicates that actually the international players wishes to see a conflict. I mean, if you look to
is it an accusation, or you have solid facts to
well,
defend yourself?
the facts are there in the history. For instance, if you look back before 74, okay, the Greek side leader is approaching to the Russian, sorry, the Soviet Union. They have close ties with the Soviet Union, and they wish to, you know, establish good relations. Also, Britain left India, Pakistan to themselves. They withdraw from these countries. They withdraw from the Suez Channel from Egypt, which connects the ocean and another place to Middle East. They were nearly losing the island. They lost Lebanon, Libya, and suddenly, you know, in 1968, Turkey take the decision to do the military operation to the island in order to fix the situation, but United States prevented it, prevented Turkey not to do it. But in 74, Turkey managed to do it. The United States stayed silent. Now, island in in south side, the British bases are used as NATO bases, and as you know, Turkey is a member of NATO.
Yes.
So
Yes.
any
It has the
time,
second largest military troops in NATO.
anytime they can use Turkish bases in here in Cyprus as a NATO bases if they wish.
And do you think Turkey would agree?
I don't know. I don't know. It depends.
It seems you have lost hope and faith in Turkey being your guarantor.
Well, there is one reality in international relations, okay? And that is every foreign policy is taken with realist perspective, with power relation, okay? It is like us against others, and they take decisions according to the worst possible outcome. So every state wishes to protect their own interest. Okay.
I want to get something straight. Yes.
Turkey also wished to protect its own interest. There is an unjust distribution on the islands in Aegean Sea. I mean, it is like not even 1 kilometer between Turkey and the Greek islands. And if Greeks say that I will extend this, you know, territorial sea borders a certain mile, it actually, I mean, Turkey is 3 sides is with sea: Black Sea, Aegean Sea, and Mediterranean.
Yes.
It is open. But if they, you know, if Turkey lose North Cyprus, Turkey became a landlocked country. Do you get what I mean? Meaning Turkey will not able to access to the open seas.
Okay.
Look to the geography. Okay, look to the geography. If we again look to the geography, whoever control this region, if you put an compass in the middle of Turkey and draw a 2,000-kilometer circle, in this circle, whoever controlled it, controlled the world. So this region
now,
is not
who controls it now?
Who controls it?
I'm asking you, who controls it now?
You know the answer.
No, tell me as an expert.
Well,
I'm in charge of asking you the questions, and you're in charge of answering.
United States has the upper hand right now, isn't it?
Okay.
United States, Western powers in total. European Union challenged the supremacy of United States, but still, there's a long way to go. The thing is, we human beings are not satisfied usually with what we have. Even we have more, it still not satisfies us. I'm talking about general human actions. I mean, this is valid for every nation, every ethnical background. We human beings, human persons are very selfish. Selfish against the nature, selfish against the others. We although we are aware that there are no other world, no other earth than this one, we are still, in the name of profit, we still destroy earth. Okay. So even in here, I mean, I am more, let's say, more right-wing. I'm more look to the Turkish presence here, a necessity for us till we find a solution. But there are some Turkish Cypriots say that, well, it is a changing world. It is already a changed world, so it is not possible to act in worse manner. But is it? I mean, we have examples. What happens in Palestine? Who will say stop to Israel? Killing kids, children, elderly, anyone. They are trying to erase an ethnical human community. They are doing actually what Hitler tried to do to them. They are doing it to the Palestinians. Now, who is stopping them? United States declared that it is supporting Israel. Who says stop? No one. So this is an example in front of us that based on the interest, this is what we were talking about. I mean, the worst case scenario and interest of the countries, based on the interest, they might close their eyes to any other war between Turkish Cypriots and the Greek Cypriots.
Yes.
And there will be more, they will be killing and so forth. This is my side. Some say that it's not going to happen and so forth, but, you know, this is the problem. We cannot make guessing.
Can I ask you this question?
Yeah.
Do you people of Northern Cyprus feel abandoned or isolated or forgotten? Which one of these three?
Not forgotten, okay? Because in order to be forgotten, you have to be once be recognized. We are isolated and we feel like alienated. Our, we say Turkish Cypriots, but if you look to the Turkish Cypriots or the Greek Cypriots, we are more like Mediterraneans. We have same response to any other people responding to certain situation that lives in the coast of Mediterranean, in Egypt, Tunisia, Greece, Italy, Turkey. Definitely, whoever lives in the Mediterranean has a culture that is Mediterranean. We are also Mediterranean. Live in Cyprus and natively accepting ourselves as Turkish. So,
Okay.
I mean, the things that we are talking has lots of things to put in
Okay. It's very, very complex.
yes. So
Yeah,
we cannot say this is the solution or this is the reason or this is the thing. It's very complex web of relations and interests.